Welcome back to another episode of Mate. I'm your host, Jason Dolly, and today we have a very special guest. Joining us is, if you watched The Walking Dead, you know who this guy is. If you've seen A Million Little Things, you know who this guy is. Please give a warm welcome to Chandler Riggs. Chandler, are you there?
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
Sorry. In the middle of, I'm great. Sorry,
Oh, good. Did we catch you at lunchtime?
No, it's all good. Hello, Jason's chat. Hello, everybody.
What are you gorging yourself on?
Some Portos.
Yes.
For lunch. Yeah,
Very
dude.
good.
I've been like craving it for so long.
I think that's only in LA, is it not? Or is that a chain?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's like it's in there's like 2 locations in LA, but yeah, there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
It's crazy because it's so cheap and it's like they could make a killing anywhere else, but
yeah. Local excellent bakery for those of you that don't know Portos. Yeah. If you're in LA and you have the chance to go to Portos, definitely do it. Yeah. So welcome. We have a couple questions we like to start things off with here. First, right. What game are you obsessed with right now?
Right now, I wish it was the answer that you're looking for, yeah. But right now it's got to be Hunt Showdown for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. I'm a big fan of shooters, and Hunt Showdown is like by far the best shooter that I've ever played. It's like it has some of the best like audio, some of the best gun fights and like most balanced gun fights.
Really? Whoa.
The matchmaking is just fucking awesome. It's amazing. It's definitely like my obsession.
That's funny. We actually had the exact same answer last week. Somebody, you don't know Jake Thomas by chance, do you?
No.
Yeah. Well, he said the same thing. He likes that it's a battle royale, but it's not like super fast paced, and you can kind of explore and sort of do your own thing. And the gunfights are very slow because you're like using fucking muskets and shit, right? Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's like
lever action rifles.
Yeah, right.
It's exactly. Yeah, and it's like it's. I wouldn't even call it a battle royale. It's like it's far more of if you've ever played Tarkov, it's a lot like Tarkov.
That one felt like as daunting as like Demon Souls or any like new Souls game can be to a new like non-Souls player. That's how I feel about Tarkov. Is I feel like it's just it's impenetrable. It's so challenging, so realistic that I'm like, I don't know that I want to put the time in to get good enough at that game to the point where it'll be like really fun. But maybe I'm just scared. I don't know.
No, dude, you're absolutely right. Playing Tarkov is like, at least like for a new player going into it, it's like you always have to have the maps open on a second monitor. You have to have someone on Discord telling you, like, explaining to you where everything is, like how to actually like complete all the missions that you're doing, because it's just, dude, it's a nightmare.
I can see that being really fun though.
Exactly. See, the thing is that all the fun parts about it, like all the Hunt Showdown takes like all the fun parts of Tarkov and gets rid of all the shitty like things that you have, like the knowledge that it takes to just be able to play the game in the first place. It gets rid of all that shit,
right?
And makes it just like a really just like fun PvP, and the PvE is really cool too. It's like it's so much fun, dude.
Yeah, I remember I played that for a bit, but there wasn't a lot of there might have been any, I think, aim assist on controller. I think there's very little to none.
Yeah, if you're playing a controller, it's probably pretty rough.
Yeah, so I was like trying to adapt using mouse and keyboard, and man, it's just if I grew up playing console games, like I grew up with a controller in my hand. So
do you still just use a controller?
Yeah. I don't play a lot of Hunt Showdown, but when I did, I was using a controller, and I found it really tough to aim because there really isn't any aim assist. It's just a different input method. Yeah. That's it. It doesn't really scale anything. So I found myself trying to use mouse and keyboard, but it was just the inertia of that switch is just so massive. I have instincts built in from years and years and years of playing controller that so I want to play the game, but it's again one of those that will just take a lot of hours and time to get good at just because of the input situation. But that's fine.
That's rough.
That's fine. It's all good. Let me get some lost audio here for a second. That's okay. Second question is, what is the first game you remember playing?
Pokemon Red is the first game that I ever played.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, it's how I learned how to read. Actually, was from Pokemon. Yeah,
God.
Yeah, my cousin had given me Pokemon Red in his Game Boy, and
Game Boy, not a Game Boy Color, even, right? Or was it?
It was Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance.
I think
okay.
Yeah. But I think I was like 3 years old, and it was so funny because I went back and I found the cartridge when I was like 14 or 15, and I like loaded it back up, and the internal battery like still worked, and like all of like my Pokemon were nicknamed like just random shit, like it was like stuff that was spelled wrong.
Yeah.
And it was just the weirdest things. And like one of my Pokemon was like level 70, and all the other ones were like level 12.
Oh my
and
god.
Like, you know, because I was a fucking toddler, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It was pretty funny.
Oh my god. Yeah. I would love to just read through. I would love to have you just read all of those names.
Dude, yeah,
like,
I know.
Just imagining how a 3-year-old who's just learning how to read and like learning what words are, how do they assign names? Because I remember I had a ton of stuffed animals growing up. I remember one of them I don't remember why I remember this, but I specifically remember naming one of them Soap.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't know, 4 or 5, and I this one was Soap. And I remember I was in the bathroom and I saw Soap and I named it Soap, and that's just I don't remember if I called it Soap. I don't know if that name stuck for very long, but I remember picking that name and thinking, yeah, that's what this one is, because I know what soap is, because it's like those things that you cling to early on in life that these all have meaning. It's bizarre.
That's really cool.
Really interesting. All right, so then finally, why do you play games? You, Chandler Riggs, why do you play games?
I mean, I've always just kind of played. I love stories, and you know, whether it be reading stories or watching stories on television or anything like that. And with a video game, you get to play in the story. You get to be a part of the story, and it's like one of the most unique things about video games in general, and the thing that I've always found so fascinating about them. So being a part of the story that, you know, is being told by, you know, the writers and developers and everything, it's a unique experience that you can't get anywhere else other than, you know, a video game. It's
a completely unique medium, and that as the technology to expand what games can do is growing, it's interesting because it's almost becoming, you're able to do way more with a game than you are even with a movie or a TV series or a sequence of movies. I mean, the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is amazing, but there's only so much of that. There's only so much you can do with that medium, and there is infinite things you can do with. I mean, like a game like Elden Ring that just came out, where you can go anywhere and you create. I mean, I'm creating my own story as I'm playing through it, and there is a loose story to the game, but yeah, the agency that you get to feel, because you go along for the ride with somebody when you watch a TV show or a movie, but when you create it yourself and you're the person propelling everything, it's a completely different experience, and it's something that I think people kind of sleep on, you know, as far as
totally agree.
How the impact that a story in the game can have on a person, you know. So I that resonates with me for sure, very very deeply.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, all right. Well, now that we've gotten to know you a little bit, let's play the game, huh? Let's play a little chess. So the way this will work, a recap for viewers and also just to remind both of us, every time a piece is taken. Oh, let me send this challenge to you real quick. Get this all set up. No, hold on. Go. Okay. Every time a piece is taken, we'll spin a wheel. If it's a question, we answer the question. If it's a challenge, we must complete the challenge. If we fail the challenge, the other player gets to pick our next move. And that's the game.
God, sorry. Are you waiting on me right now?
Anytime, whenever you're ready to start the game. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
No worries. You're good.
Everything is falling apart right now.
Oh no. That is how it goes.
Okay. I'm gonna have to. Give me 1 second.
There you go. You're good. You're good.
Keep on
No
saying
worries.
page unresponsive. There we go.
All right, here we go.
Perfect.
Nice. Your first couple moves you have to make within a minute or so, otherwise it'll abandon the game. But okay, interesting.
I haven't played chess in years.
All right.
I get very strategic with these kinds of things.
Okay, so we are gonna make a move now that is not a good move, but we're gonna spin that wheel for you. Bam. Hold your horses. Spin that wheel for you. Let's see what happens. You have a question. You're safe. What is something from your bucket list?
Well, the first thing that I would always say is go skydiving, but I just did that.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, did
a
you
month
really?
ago. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, it was on my bucket list.
That counts. Yeah,
Does that
what
count?
was that
Okay.
like?
Dude, it was fucking insane. It's like it's the most like doing it for the first time for me, it was so overwhelming because it's like, you're falling,
Yeah.
right? And like you there's so much like resistance on every part of your body.
Yeah.
And like you don't know if like you're doing things right or if like you don't want to mess anything up, but like the guy strapped to my back was like trying to do all this cool stuff, and like because there was like a videographer taking a video of the whole thing, so we tried to make it like look flashy and cool. I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I'm just trying to survive this shit, man. You're fucking doing twirls
Yeah.
and no.
Yes,
No.
Yeah.
I have
But it's crazy.
What is the I feel like the biggest moment of skydiving has got to be actually jumping out of the plane. I feel like every instinct in your body, everything in that moment is going to tell you not to do the thing. And the only way you experience what you're there to do is to do the thing that your body is telling you not to do. So what was that moment like for you?
Well, it was terrible. They wanted me to go first. I was.
Oh, you were in a group.
chosen to
Well,
go
yeah, that makes
first.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, well, here we go. And like, there's not really much like you can do. You have to like go and do it.
Yeah.
And like you're standing on the edge of the door's open. You're in the sky on a plane, and it's like, I'm gonna jump out of this plane. Like that's what I have to do. Like,
Yeah,
I can't back out of this.
Yeah.
And dude, like the second like we jumped, it's like it doesn't feel like I expected it to feel more like no gravity-esque,
Yeah.
like in space kind of thing where it's like everything is more just free falling, but it's not like it doesn't really feel like you're falling. It just feels like you're being hit with really fast winds because you're looking around and nothing is like moving fast. You know what I mean? It's not like you're driving a car really fast where you can see everything going by. It's like as you're falling, nothing around you is really moving. So
is that like, what that? So because like if you're on a roller coaster, right, and you drop down a hill, you feel that sense of falling, or the ones that'll shoot you up and drop you. You feel the sense of falling, probably because everything around you is moving and your brain is being told you're falling. But if when you're actually falling from a great distance, you don't feel that. Yeah. That's so interesting. It like sort of seems like one of those like not obvious things, but sort of like, oh yeah, that's just how the human body works. But you never having been in that situation, I never would have like thought that through or experienced it, and that's so interesting. Wow.
Yeah, but dude, when you pull the parachute and you're just like gliding along, like because we pulled the chute and we were in the clouds, and so it's like you're falling through the clouds. They pull the chute and it's just the coolest thing coming out of the clouds and just being able to see like so far. He was like pointing out like because I did it in Georgia, and so it was like over there that river you can see over to Alabama. And over there, you can see all the way down to Atlanta and like Stone Mountain. I was like, this is fucking cool. And it's just so peaceful. And you're just gliding along. You're like hundreds or thousands of feet in the air. You're just like, it's so quiet. And it's crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it's been on my bucket list as well, and I kind of, the older I get, the more scared I get of things. So I don't know that I'll ever do it, but I would like to. That now you're selling me on it. I might have to try that. Try to fit that into my life somehow.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
All right, search your move. There we go. Here comes the wheel for me. I got a challenge. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Gonna be hoisted by my own petard here. Petard, what is it? I don't know. All right, here we go. What do we got? Name 3 Canadian provinces. My time starts now. Ooh. Saskatchewan, Ontario, British Columbia. I think that Saskatchewan is one. Ontario, I believe, is one. Anybody in chat confirm that? I'm pretty sure all those are. That's right.
Yeah, Ontario is a province. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Wow.
Success. Okay. All right, let's see.
Cool.
What next? Let's just go be a little straightforward here. Oh, okay.
I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, it's just thought I'd throw that out there.
You can always, like, if you want to, like, talk through what you're thinking, what you want to do, like there's no rules about, like, oh, you have to, like, pick all the, no, like, if you want to, like, chat about something, you want to, so, oh, what could I do here? What should I do here, maybe? Always feel free to ask for hints or just talk through the situation. That is more than okay. Sure. Yeah. When was the last time you played chess? Do you remember?
Dude, actually, the last time I played chess, I was, it was at a, like, VR, I was hanging out with some of my friends in VR chat, and we were, like, plastered. We were not sober at all, and we found this world with a chessboard. And one of my buddies, he was like, wanting to, he wanted to play around, and I was like, all right, let's play. And the next, like, half an hour, I remember, like, because we were with a whole group of friends, and it was like half an hour later, and we were still in this game, and I was like,
oh my god,
I was like so intense about it, about like trying to win.
I have a rough move here for you.
That just makes me sad.
You can take the knight and then roll the dice that I failed the challenge, right? Or you move the king.
Yeah.
Because if you don't take the knight, I'm going to take your rook, and I'm going to put the challenge on you.
True.
Right?
Very true.
But that's also your queen you're gambling with. So it's not like, oh, just do that. It's fine. Here he goes. Okay. What do we got? What do we have? We have another challenge. Okay. What do we got for me? Okay. It's a tongue twister. I'm not going to say it out loud because that gives me a practice. So that's it. Okay. I have 5 seconds. My time starts right now. 11 benevolent elephants. 11 benevolent elephants. 11 benevolent elephants.
Fuck.
Oh, that was close.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Did I screw that up at all? Did I mess any of that up?
On my end.
Okay.
It sounds, yeah.
All right. Whew.
Yeah.
I saw that 2-1 come up, and I was like, oh, shit. Eh, boy. Whew. That was very close. Very, very close. Okay. Well, it's a bit of sad news, because now that the wheel spins for you.
Yep. All right.
You have a question. What was the last thing you did for the first time? Other than skydiving.
I wrote and DM'd my first like original encounter.
Oh.
Last Friday.
Nice.
So for my like weekly, so every like Friday, I have this thing that I run with a bunch of other people called Neon Divide, and it's basically this massive VR role play. We have like 160 players.
Oh, wow.
And different DMs for each area, and it's like this set in this futuristic cyberpunk kind of world. So there's people that run the mega corporations that oppress all the other players, and I DM'd this encounter for the corporation that I have a character, but I'm also DMing.
Yeah.
And I had my character like send a bunch of other characters from this one corporation on a mission, and then I went and DM'd that mission, which was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I take it that went well, right? That was something that.
Yeah, it went well. It wasn't meant to be like a super difficult one, and I was trying a few different things alongside it. Like I popped into this avatar that's like this huge like freaky looking monster with like these massive claws, and so we were trying a new system because we have a whole like damage system with damage tracking, and like you have different like levels of wounds that you take.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
And so you don't have like a health bar. It's more of just like the more damage you take, it's like you have taken a minor wound, major wound, and like so on and so forth.
Right.
So I was trying to like do this thing where we have this like admin gun thing where we can add damage to players. So I was trying to do like this claw thing where he like clawed, and I would like add the damage at the same time.
Oh yeah.
And it worked out pretty well. So we were trying a few different. Yeah. It was more of just like I sent him out, had them do a few like easy things, and just had a couple of like pretty easy cool encounters. But yeah, awesome. It was cool.
That's great. Yeah, that's something that would definitely it sounds exciting, but also sort of overwhelming. All the different things you have to consider as a DM. Like when you're writing it, like, making sure there are enough, battles, but not too many, and enough things to explore. Like that's a huge undertaking. So good. Yeah, good on you for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. It was fun.
All right. Your move, sir.
All right. Oh boy.
Your bishop doesn't have a ton of places to go, unfortunately. That dark squared bishop.
Yeah.
But the knight does. The knight has a square on f6 there that does put some pressure on my e4 pawn. I can push it pretty easily, which would mean you have to move your knight again, but it wouldn't be captured. And then you just go bam, bam, bam. It's not terrible. Going for the trap. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna leave that be for now. Oh, okay. Attack the rook there. Interesting. I think I should just move it, because I don't think I can really block it. So, do you know about taking on passant?
Not at all.
Pawn stake. So these 3 pawns on A2, B2, and C2, because you have one on B4, right? That one that's pretty far in my territory. So if I push, like if I moved the pawn on the far side of the board, A2, if I move that 2 forward, like if I push it to A4, your pawn on B4 can capture my pawn as if it had only moved 1 square, but it only can do it on the next turn. Does that make sense?
I think.
So it's like it's to prevent the pawn from being able to escape. You're taking an en passant means like on the move. So the idea would be that pawn, only pawns can do this. So that pawn on B4 could capture my pawn. It would move to A3 as if the pawn on A2 had only moved 1 square as opposed to 2. So like I can't move my pawn to escape your pawn.
Right.
In short, right.
Got it. Cool. All right.
Yeah. It's kind of what I saw. I just saw that because I can't. I don't have a safe escape square. Is that better? No, because you'll still do the same thing. Well, but will it? No, because nah. We're gonna sack it. I'm gonna spin the wheel. Here she comes. Question for you once again. I'm sensing a pattern here. Yeah. Where is your favorite place you've ever been?
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Yeah.
Whoa. When'd you go to Tokyo?
Yeah, dude. I went over New Year's in 2015 to 2016.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It was for a convention over there, but yeah, dude, it's the coolest city ever. It's like, it's crazy how just respectful and nice everybody is there.
I've heard that. Like, yeah.
The craziest thing to me was that no one in my family spoke a single word of Japanese.
Yeah.
Other than, arigato or some, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah. But the thing was that like, when we'd be asking people for like directions or where's the bathroom or just anything like that, they were so like genuinely like trying to help us out, because I feel like in the States, a lot of the times, like if I'm in a shop or something and I see someone that doesn't speak English, they only speak like Spanish or something, the person is not gonna want to help them at all.
Yeah.
Not, like stupid, whatever.
Right.
And so to like be in a country where people are actually like, they genuinely want to help you out and aren't gonna just like shove you aside and not even try. It was like pulling out the translator on their phone to like try and help you understand them.
Yeah.
And it was just so cool, and it was so quiet. It was like being in like the a city, the size of like New York or something, but you don't have people yelling, you don't have horns honking. It was just like walking through like the craziest, busiest streets. It'd be like so quiet. It's crazy.
Wow.
It was so crazy.
Yeah, that's something I don't even think I could imagine happening in America is someone asking for directions, speaking a different language than English, and somebody pulling out a translator on their phone to say, "Oh, okay, you're speaking whatever it is, Spanish or Portuguese or whatever," and then trying to like figure out how to communicate, taking that time out of their day and taking that extra step to say, "I'm going to help you." Like that's just not. I wish it was. I wish that was in American DNA, but I don't know that it is. That's just such a. Yeah. Wow. Well, that's cool. It's nice to know there's places like that, right?
I know. Yeah, it's crazy.
Maybe someday. Maybe when America grows up, we can be a little more like Tokyo.
Yeah.
All right. Comes another challenge, I expect. Oh, just barely a question. Just barely. Same thing. Where's the favorite place I've ever been? Favorite place I've ever been is the island of Islay off the western coast of Scotland.
Wow.
I studied abroad in London for not a year, for 3 months, and in December I had got all my final stuff done ahead of time. All my projects and everything was all done, and I went for like I think 3 days to Isle of Islay, which is a big island for distilleries, and I think there's 9 on the island. And I stayed in a hotel that was walking distance to 2 of them, and I saw more sheep than people while I was there. My favorite spot there though is in Lagavulin Bay. I got a bottle of Lagavulin from the distillery. I got a glass and I walked out there and I like cracked it open, like had a glass of whiskey, like staring out at the sun. Like it's the most like I have a photo of it framed in over my bar. It was just the most like transcendent, beautiful, very private like experience that I've ever had, and it's a great it comes in handy with our acting technique. I'll say that that's one of those like that's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh man, that's awesome.
It's a place I'd love to go for like a bachelor party or something. Like rent out a place, get a big bus, and just drive to all these distilleries. It's the most beautiful. That's also something for my bucket list, as it turns out.
That's so cool, man. Yeah. That sounds amazing.
All right. Okay. How do we want to do this? I've got a couple options. I think that's the way we're going to do this. Because I could do that, but I feel like that's not as interesting. Yeah, let's go for this. We're going to go check, yeah. Oh, the friendliness is not British. Yeah, it's not. It depends on where you go. I mean, it's definitely not like a uniquely an American thing that nobody will help you if you don't speak the language. I had a pretty decent experience in France. I learned a little bit of French, and if I just tried, they were actually really respectful and helpful. I had one guy that was like very much the sort of stereotypical French guy that you expect, but it was just one dude. He was a cheesemonger. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Or no, he owned a wine shop. It was one of the two. All right, wheel. Question. Thank God. What's something that fills you with pride? Something that fills me with pride. With pride. I actually would probably say I expect you can relate to this to a certain degree, Chandler. I would say I think I wouldn't have said this 2 or 3 years ago, but now I think my craft as an actor does really genuinely fill me with pride, and it's a product of this studio. Actually, Chandler and I met in acting class. That's how we know each other. And so, but this particular place has, because like as a kid, again, you can relate to this, I'm sure, as well. I was just kind of going on instinct. You know, I just did things that I thought were, acting to me was just what I thought needed to happen at any point. And I knew my lines, and I knew sort of what to do. But I found a lot of it as I went, and I kind of just made things happen. And that was all I really did. And then as I got older, I realized, like, not only is there a lot more to it, but people expect you to be able to do more. There's just a greater expectation as you get older. And so this place that I found, this has taken away all of the stress and the worry and the anxiety and the nerves and all that stuff that was really taking hold of me pretty badly, especially in my like late 20s. And just again, now I get an audition, and I'm like, oh, cool. Like I get to do this now. Or, you know, if I get booked on something, I'm like, yes, I can go do what I love to do. And I sort of like have a different understanding of it, and I have a greater grasp of it. And I see you nodding your head. I mean, this is it's hard to explain to somebody who maybe hasn't been through that, but man, it's genuinely life-changing. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's cool. Like, it's always so cool talking to other actors, but talking to other child actors.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's always the same thing of like, you know, as a kid, it's just like, you know, you just kind of feel like you just show up, you know your lines, and you just say your lines.
Right.
And, you know, people applaud you for it. And
right.
You're just kind of like, I kind of just did it. Like, I don't really know what to tell you.
I don't know
now,
why. You don't know why what you did was good. You know, you don't really know what you've done. You know that you've done what they expected you to do, but beyond that, you don't really know. Yeah, and like everybody tells you how great you are, and so then you're like, all right, well, I guess I must be good. I don't know. I must be good. And then, you know, you go other places and people don't seem to have. You're like, oh, well, wait, where am I? Am I actually good? Like that's a necessary progress of growing up as an actor. Is you genuinely have to go, wait a minute, am I actually good at this?
Yeah.
Or is everybody just been blowing smoke up my ass? I genuinely don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, to
have a system, have like a formula to instill that confidence. Yeah. It's
yeah. I mean, I could literally talk. I was talking about it with one of our previous guests, actually, who I'm trying to convince to come to the studio, because it's like I could literally talk about that all day, but
yeah,
that's not what I'm going to do right now. All right, here's where it's going to get a little nasty. Here comes the wheel. Oh, we got a challenge for you. Okay.
All right.
What do we got? Okay, it's a tongue twister. I'm going to read it to you so you know what it is, and you're going to get 5 seconds. The tongue twister is stupid superstition. I need you to do that 3 times within 5 seconds. Stupid superstition. Are you ready?
Okay.
Your time starts now.
Stupid superstition. Stupid superstition. Stupid.
Your time is up. I'm right.
Fuck.
Oh, it was so close.
Oh, man.
It was so close. But your time is up, unfortunately, which means I will pick your next move.
Okay.
Which is the unfortunate thing for you at the moment is that there's not really a way for you to save this bishop here. If there was, let me see. Let me see if there is a way. So, yeah, the problem is that bishop is only being defended by your king. And I've got now my queen ready to hop up there into the fight, and it'll be protected by the pawn. So, there's no way for you to... So if you did that, that still wouldn't save... it wouldn't save that bishop either. Oh, boy. What should we do here? I think let's accept that sacrifice. Let's move your bishop on A6 to B7. So that's one square. So on A6 to B7.
B7, got it.
Yeah. Here comes the wheel again. Another challenge.
Okay.
Oh boy. It's the 5 seconds goes so fast.
Yeah.
So if you get a tongue twister, you gotta just really blitz through it. All right, here's your challenge. We had that one already. Okay, I need you to do an impression of Peter Griffin explaining NFTs. You have 5 seconds.
Oh, man.
Your time
what he sounds
starts now.
I can't remember what he sounds like.
Oh no. Do you know who Peter Griffin is, right? That's
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed watching you struggle.
Yeah.
But that would be a failure. So we will once again I will pick your move. Let's see. Well, really you only have let me just make sure I don't put you in checkmate here. I mean, I guess I could, but let's see. You have 2 moves. You can't take the queen. You could either go to E8 or C8. What's going to be... Yeah, we're going to go king to E8.
E8. Oh, wait. Whoops. E8.
There we go. All right. Let's see. Somebody in chat says, "That's the thing, Lois. You just right-click and save." That's pretty good. Peter Griffin explaining NFTs. That's pretty good. You have a chance. You have one thing you can take. It's not safe, but you can take the pawn on e4 with your bishop. I can take it back with the rook next turn.
Yeah,
but it would make me spin the wheel. Because the problem is what's coming next, unfortunately, is I can check you on d7 and then also attack that bishop, right? So you can. Yeah. I don't know that there's a way to. Oh, I guess because if you go a6, then I can just yoink it with the queen. There is not. Well, I guess c8 is safer because then even if I check you on d8, I won't take it because then the rook protects it. That also protects the check on d7. But then I have c6, which checks your king and attacks the rook, so that would not be good either. It's a tough spot. No doubt about it. I don't see any way to checkmate you anytime soon.
Yeah, but it's...
Oh, I kind of do, actually. That actually would work. Yeah. Yeah. But is there a way to block that? No.
Man, I really fucked myself over here, didn't I?
Oh, no, that doesn't work. No, because the king's still there. This. So if you're this, right. So I think that. I don't know that there's a way out of that. Let me see. Oh, actually, right. I don't even need to do that. Yeah. Oh, well, I guess. Oh, well, I will have to exchange a piece. So there's still a chance. There's a forced mate if everything plays out normally. But there's a chance that I'll fail the challenge, and
I'm trying to not bet on failing the challenge because,
well, unfortunately for you, that's all you really have right now.
Yeah.
Because you have only, as far as I can see, you only have one legal move. You can't take the queen, and you can't move to D8 because the queen's attacking it. So the only place you can go is F8.
F8, yeah.
So the problem here is I can move the queen to D8. You capture with the rook. I capture with my rook, and that's checkmate. Because you can't block that. You can't get out. We put the knight went up on that square that's created a perfect row of 3 there you can't escape from. So I can either just yoink the bishop, which feels like the coward's way out, if I'm being honest. I think we go for it.
All right.
I have to. All right, here we go. Here comes the wheel. Oh, it's a question, just barely.
Damn.
Just barely. I've answered that one before. What am I most afraid of? I've answered that one too, but I think it's kind of it's good to. I think again this will be one of those that we can sort of both relate to. I think my biggest fear, really like on a day-to-day kind of basis, is just never working ever again.
Yeah.
even with this system, with this really strong sense of confidence in the work that I do, there is still this like, but what if it never happens again? And I don't think that ever really will go away. I think even when you're working on, series regular stuff and you're on all these shows and blah, 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 I think no matter what, that's always going to just be there. You're nodding your head. I'm assuming you have similar experiences with that.
Yeah, dude, it's been 3 years since I booked anything.
Yeah.
So I feel you, man.
Yeah. I think I'm coming up on, well, not booked anything. I mean, I've worked some, but it's been 8 years since the show was done, and in that time, there's been far less work than I've ever experienced before. It's not necessarily like I haven't worked at all, or that because droughts happen. Actually, I did a movie with his name is Scott Wilson. Yeah, I did a movie with him when I was 14 or 15, I think. So I remember he was talking about he had a drought of I think 10 years. 10 years where he was in this in Cold Blood, which was a Truman Capote novel that was adapted into a movie, and he was on top of the world, and suddenly he just, or no, I think it was the other way around. I think he had a drought up until that, and then that was the thing that broke him out of that. One of the two. I forget how the story went, but I'm 15 years old. I'm 14 years old, working with this great actor, and he has this story about this just 10 years of his life where he didn't get a single job. I was like, wow, that is not encouraging that could still happen. Like, wow.
I know.
But
my dad has been going and talking about or trying to because my dad is like a huge Scott Wilson fan, and so
sure, yeah.
He was telling me actually the same like a month or two ago, was telling me about how Scott went for months and months without booking anything, and we were trying to figure out what did he do in the meantime,
right?
Did he do other projects? Did he do other stuff? And my dad, he found out that he what did he do? Apparently he did like a few odd jobs here and there.
Really?
I think he was like a stagehand for a while. Where was it?
Because like now he doesn't. There's just fewer things he could do. I mean, the nice thing about sort of our position is having people that still sort of remember us from stuff. Yeah, you can do things like Twitch. You can do things like appearances. You can do, there are things you can do sort of in the interim that just didn't exist back then, and even don't exist for people that aren't lucky enough to sort of have that, that base of people that will follow them to certain things. And so, it's funny actually. Death is a weird thing, and when he passed, I think I realized I had been holding on to this idea and this hope that I would get to work with him again, and like he would get to see, how much that I'm still acting and that how much I've grown. I didn't really realize I was holding on to that until he passed, and I sort of realized, oh, that's now never gonna happen. I'm never gonna have that like moment of reconnection and rekindling with this person that I only realized after they were gone was sort of this like pillar of my early life and of my understanding of acting. And like I remember he would, before every take would roll, I don't know if he did this on Walking Dead also, I'm sure he did, but he would like grunt and shout. Did you remember him doing this? There you go. Ha! Ha!
Yes.
Before every take, every time it would roll, he would just do that. If whether he was on camera or not, that was just a thing he did. And I'm just watching him like absorbing everything, and it's just Scott Wilson.
There's so much to learn from like, and that was one thing that I really wish that I did more of. Like looking back on my time on Walking Dead, I was like, I wish I learned. Like I wish I was at the point where I am now, where I understand that there's so much that I still don't know and need to learn, and like I wish I just took more from other actors,
But that's why if and when you're in that kind of situation again, not only will you appreciate it in a different sort of way, but you'll have that like that new lens, right, to just absorb and move forward. And it's I think overall it's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I believe this will be game. All right. Now the real end game begins.
Yes.
Because we'll have a challenge for you. If you complete it, I have to do one. And if I complete it, then you have to do another one. And back and forth and back and forth. So, your challenge to save your skin is the same tongue twister that I had. Give you a chance to redeem yourself with this one. It is 11 benevolent elephants. I need 11 benevolent elephants 3 times in 5 seconds. Are you ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now.
11 benevolent elephants. 11 benevolent elephants. 11 benevolent elephants.
It was benevolent. It was benevolent. It was 11 benevolent elephants. Yeah.
Was I saying it wrong?
The first 2 times were perfect, and I think timing-wise you would have been safe, but it was definitely 11 benevolent elephants on the last one, and not benevolent. You were so close, and I was so sure. I thought you were gonna have it, and then benevolent. It's tough. It's very tough. Well, what a way to go, Chandler. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I know you got a lot going on today. I appreciate you squeezing us in. That's mate. There it is.
I love it.
It's done.
That's awesome. Super, dude. This is such a cool, unique thing to have. It's awesome.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Very, very cool.
Well, enjoy the rest of your day. I know you got stuff going on. Thanks for stopping by once again. Chandler Riggs, everybody. Thank you, everybody from Chandler's chat that's popped in to say hi. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on the show, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Cool, man.
Have a great rest of your day, man.
See ya.
See ya.
All right. There we go. It's done. That's it. That's the show. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thanks for hanging out in chat if you were here live. We are taking a break. Actually, next week we will be off for 1 week. I hope we will be back. I should do tongue twisters to warm up for this. For the 17th, but we'll be off for the 10th for sure. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and we will see you soon.